Now at 6, investors running scared as Wall Street lost more than $1 trillion in value. The Dow plunged a staggering 634 points, and on a percentage basis, NASDAQ and the S&P were hit even harder.
But the message from President Obama and a host of financial experts is don't panic. Brandi Hitt live in the newsroom with more on this. Brandi?
Well, Cher, it's hard not to panic when Wall Street is taking a brutal beating. The Dow has been down 13% just in the last 5 trading sessions, hitting investors and also retirement accounts very hard.
Fear among investors sent stocks plunging today, the first day of trading after the United States credit rating was downgraded by Standard & Poor's.
Markets will rise and fall, but this is the United States of America.
In his first statement since the downgrade from AAA to AA+ status, President Obama tried to reassure the markets and the American people.
No matter what some agency may say, we've always been and always will be a AAA country.
But as he was speaking, the Dow tumbled further, dropping 300, 400, 500 points. And at the closing bell, it was down 634 points, its 6th biggest loss ever. The NASDAQ and S&P 500 tumbled more than 6.5%, but financial experts say Americans should not panic.
So you just kind of got to sit back and look and don't let the emotions just take over.
They point out that Canada and Japan made their way through similar tough times. But the S&P also decided to downgrade the ratings for Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, which finance mortgages. That may cause interest rates to go up, making car loans, student loans, and mortgages more expensive, which angers prospective home buyers.
The United States, the leaders will come out of this looking, saying we don't have our forgive my French, crap together.
Well, the president says that he knows what needs to be done, so does Congress, and it's up to them to act and make those tough decisions. But right now, Congress is on vacation. By the way, Ben Bernanke, the Fed chairman, is going to be speaking tomorrow. And when he speaks, the stock market listens. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens to the markets once again. Live in the newsroom, Brandi Hitt, KTLA 5 News. Back to you in the studio.
Brandi, thank you. The Dow takes a terrifying 634-point nosedive on the first trading day after the federal government lost its treasured AAA credit rating. Other markets hammered as well, with investors worldwide running scared. Good evening, I'm Micah Ullman.
And I'm Cher Calvin. So really, what's the outlook for tomorrow and beyond? KTLA's Brandi Hitt begins our team coverage on this economic emergency. Brandi?
Cher, it is Tuesday right now in Asia and Australia, and their markets are down big time. Take a look. The Hang Seng opened down 7%. South Korea down more than that, while Japan's Nikkei and Australia's market, they're down more than 4%. This is a tidal wave of sell-offs right now that also hit Wall Street very hard today.
Fear among investors sent stocks plunging on the first day of trading after the United States credit rating was downgraded by Standard & Poor's.
We'll be back up tomorrow, don't worry about it.
While most traders didn't want to talk about the massive sell-off, President Obama did.
Markets will rise and fall, but this is the United States of America.
In his first statement since the downgrade from AAA to AA+ status, he tried to calm fears.
No matter what some agency may say, we've always been and always will be a AAA country.
But as he was speaking, the Dow tumbled further, down 400, 500, 600 points. When the closing bell put a stop to the panic, the Dow was down 634 points, its 6th biggest loss ever. The NASDAQ and S&P 500 dropped more than 6.5%.
A lot of banks might have to start dumping debt. This could be going on for a while.
Another factor, S&P decided to also downgrade the ratings for Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, which finance mortgages. And the finger-pointing continues.
This president is primarily responsible.
Republican presidential candidates are on the attack.
The president has had 2.5 years to address the most pressing problem we as Americans face.
While others point to Congress.
The House majority played chicken with America's creditworthiness, and America's families are now going to be the losers.
And with markets across Europe, Asia, and the Middle East also taking massive hits over their economies, many wonder what Congress will do here to save the U.S. economy.
And China has got to be concerned, too. It is our biggest debt holder, and a global recession could weaken demand for cheaper Chinese goods. By the way, tomorrow is a big day. Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke is scheduled to speak, and what he says and how he says it may have further effects on the market. Cher, back to you.
All right, Brandi, thank you. Well, for